Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry channel. Be the short and sweet in chemistry. Here I am going to explain in part 2, that is electrochemical cell, and this is the short revision of physical chemistry, and the chapter is electrochemistry and the part 2, that is electrochemical cell. In part 1, I have given some introduction of electrochemistry. Now I am giving the knowledge of electrochemical cell. Direct redox reaction. What is meant by direct? Sometimes you see what is direct redox reaction, in which oxidation and reduction in the same vessel. Direct reduction means both oxidation and reduction takes place. That means, example, zinc. See this diagram. Zinc is the that rod which is taken in a beaker which contains copper sulfate solution. Are you clear? Zinc rod is dipped in copper sulfate solution which is present in a same vessel. Zinc also dipped and copper sulfate solution is present. What happens here? Chemical energy as heat produced. Here the chemical energy which is there, that representing as heat. Number B. What happens here in chemical reaction? What is the result? Zinc solid because it is a solid dipped, and copper plus 2 because copper sulfate solution, and here you can see what is the result. Zinc plus 2 ion. Why it is written AQ? Because it is in solution. And why it is written as S? Because it is as solid presenting in copper, dipped in copper sulfate solution. Now after some time what happened? Copper changes to solid, zinc solid changes to zinc ions. This is the chemical reaction. Here zinc loses electron, changes to what? Changes to zinc plus 2, because zinc when loses 2 electron, it changes to Zn plus 2, and the mass of the zinc rod decreases, and mass of the zinc rod decreases, and here Cu plus 2 gains electron to Cus. Now what happened here? In beaker, copper sulfate solution is there, that is representing Cu plus 2 ion, and it gains electron from zinc and changes to copper solid and settle at the bottom as precipitate. Now after reaction you can find copper as a solid, that is settled at the bottom. Then what is mean by indirect redox reaction? Redox reaction mean, I told in introduction part 1. Redox mean oxidation and reduction both takes place simultaneously. Now what is indirect redox reaction? Oxidation and reduction in different vessel. In first direct redox reaction I told where it is in the same vessel, but here indirect redox reaction where you are using different vessels. Then what happens here? Transfer of electrons. Here transfer of electron takes place. That means here between transfer of electron takes place between oxidizing and reducing agent. What is meant by oxidizing agent? Remember from the introduction part, oxidizing agent is one which oxidize other and itself reduced. Similarly, reducing agent is one which reduce other and itself oxidize. Number point B. Decrease of energy appears electrical energy. Here what happened? Energy decrease, then that appears in the form of electrical energy. That means in indirect redox reaction, electrical energy is produced. Then what is meant by electrochemical cell or galvanic cell? You try to know what is electrochemical cell. A device in which electrical energy is produced from chemical reaction. What is electrochemical cell? And this chemical cell that is by galvanic cells is called so-called galvanic cell, and it is electrochemical cell. Why? Because here electric energy is produced from the reaction. Or galvanic cell or voltaic cell also you can say. Electrochemical cell and or galvanic cell or voltaic cell, what you can say, that is correct. That means here electric energy is produced. Difference between Daniell cell and galvanic cell. Daniell cell, a typical galvanic cell, because Daniell cell was the first one. A typical galvanic cell uses zinc electrode in zinc sulfate solution, copper electrode in copper sulfate solution. And here a copper vessel containing copper sulfate solution. That means here it contains, that is the starting of the electrochemical cell, and here copper vessel is there containing copper sulfate solution and porous spot and zinc electrode in zinc sulfate solution. That means you can observe copper, the vessel that is copper and containing copper sulfate solution, and a porous spot in middle, then zinc sulfate solution that is containing zinc electrode. Zinc and copper. Here you are using zinc and copper, that meaning what? Redox couple zinc sulfate, because you know zinc always dissolve in zinc sulfate solution, copper in copper sulfate solution, because you are taking copper vessel and here containing copper sulfate solution. So what is the combination? Zinc oblique zinc sulfate and copper oblique copper sulfate solution that are used. So then next come to what is redox couple. What is redox couple? Because I use the word here redox couple, first you should clear about redox couple. There is a contact between oxidized and reduced form of the substance. That means there is a contact between oxidized and reduced form. What is oxidized form and reduced form? What is oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent which oxidized other. Reducing agent means which reduced other, and itself, reduced other means itself oxidized. So there is a substance, that oxidized substance and reduced substance, there is a contact, and that is called redox couple. Example, you can see that is zinc, that sign, oblique sign, zinc sulfate, and here also copper sulfate. This is called redox couple. Then construction of electrochemical cell. Electrochemical cell, that is galvanic cell and you can say voltaic cell, electrochemical cell. How can you represent, how can you construct in a connection, what type of connection should be there? Now see this diagram, there are two beakers. See clearly, there are two beakers. Zinc, that is zinc sulfate solution, clear. Here zinc, I have to put one right, then it can be clear. See, this is zinc rod and this is zinc sulfate solution. And beaker containing zinc sulfate solutions, and the zinc connected with the copper rod. See, this is the copper rod, and this copper rod dipped in copper sulfate solution in a vessel or in a beaker. Now up to clear, zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate solution and copper rod dipped in copper sulfate solution, and the two rods are connected by a external wire. Then what happened? You see, there are another point that is called salt bridge. See, this is called salt bridge. That means a salt bridge which is invertly putting on zinc sulfate one side and copper sulfate one side. What is the function of salt bridge? We will see later. Now here what is present? Here electrons which is presenting move towards copper. From where? From zinc. From zinc, electrons are moved from zinc to copper. And how the currents move? Current that is moving from copper rod to zinc. Just opposite. Electrons move from zinc to copper, current moves from copper to zinc. And this is the simple diagram for electrochemical cell or galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Then galvanic cell, again come to point the galvanic cell, because we left here because of redox couple and others. And galvanic cell also called voltaic cell, that is clear, okay. So where galvanic cell also known as electrochemical cell, what happened here? Chemical energy converted into electrical energy. Two half cells are there, one side right, left, two are there, and containing an electrode. What is electrode? That means the zinc dipped in zinc sulfate, copper dipped in copper sulfate. The zinc is called as electrode and also copper. In its electrolyte solution, it is dipped. A salt bridge connects the half cells to maintain electrical neutrality. What is the function of salt bridge? In one line it is mentioned, that means it connects to half cell to maintain the electrical neutrality. Then how? We will see later. Electrical neutrality means how many electrons are coming, all the things we will observe regarding solution and solution which is present in beaker. Spontaneous reaction spontaneous reaction with any redox couple. Any redox reaction you can immediately, spontaneously you can make with any help of redox couple. Redox couple, I told that oxidized and reduced, that is in contact. So you can produce, you can prepare, you can make any spontaneous redox reaction with the help of any redox couple. Then what is the 4 point? 1 beaker of 1 m of zinc. What is the amount? What is the molarity? What is this concentration of solution you will take? That is 1 m zinc sulfate with zinc electrode. Zinc electrode is that is dipped in 1 m zinc sulfate solution in a beaker. 1 m of copper sulfate solution with copper electrode. That means here also it indicates copper sulfate solution 1 m and metal rods are called electrodes. That means the rod, metallic rod with its electrolyte solution is called electrode. Electrodes are connected by emitter. These two electrodes are connected by emitter by insulated wire. I told at the time wire is connected in a diagram I told, but it should be insulated wire and also through key, because in key you can calculate what is the two solutions are connected by an inverted U tube containing. So here the two solutions, what are the two solutions? One side is zinc sulfate solution, other is copper sulfate solution by an inverted U tube. U tube means that is the use of salt bridge. Use of salt bridge is that salt bridge looks like a U tube that should be putting inverted on both the beaker. And U tube containing, then what solution that present in U tube, that is called salt bridge, which is inverted present, containing saturated solution of KCl or KNO3 in agar. What type of solution will take here? Potassium chloride or potassium nitrate in agar jelly or gelatin. So jelly or gelatin, that is taking as media, and in the U tube, inverted U tube, you will take the, what is that one? KCl, potassium chloride or potassium nitrate. The opening of the U tube is plugged, then both side U tube that is open. So it should be closed. It should be closed with a porous material as glass wool. The name is glass wool or cotton. Glass wool or cotton you can put over the porous is plugged with porous material, that is opening is closed by the help of glass wool and glass cotton. Chemical reaction in galvanic cell. Now it is clear about galvanic cell. How can you represent as a diagram? How can you make that one galvanic cell? It is clear. Then what are the chemical reaction? In galvanic cell, you know, one side is right, other side is left. Here the zinc in zinc sulfate solution in the left side and copper in copper sulfate solution. And now here there are two half cells, you can say there are two half cells, that is zinc loses electron, it gives Zn plus 2 aqueous oxidation half cell. Why it is called oxidation half cell? Because zinc loses electron and changes to zinc plus 2. And here next is reduction half cell, that is right side. Cu plus 2 aqua receive electron, gain electron from where? From zinc, and it changes to copper solid. That is called reduction half cell. So here Zns, what is the total reaction? Zns plus Cu plus 2 aqua, it gives Zn plus 2 aqua and plus Cus. That means Cu plus 2 in solution changes to Cu. Zns means solid changes to Zn plus 2 aqua. Are you clear? This is called chemical reaction, two half cell reaction. One is oxidation half cell, other is reduction half cell. Reduction half reaction, that means copper electrode. Oxidation half reaction mean related with the zinc electrode. When you say reduction half cell, we see copper electrode. When you say oxidation half cell, we see zinc electrode. Two portion of the cell, half cells are reduction couple. Two portion of the cell, one is half cell, that is called redox couple. And oxidation half cell, zinc in zinc sulfate solution. Clear? Again it is clear. I have written here clearly. Oxidation half cell kisme, where it is happening? Zinc in zinc sulfate solution. Reduction half cell, where it is happening? Copper in copper sulfate solution. Why you are using oxidation half cell zinc? Because zinc loses electron. Why you are using the word reduction half cell? Because Cu plus 2 gains electron. Number of galvanic cells. How can you say how many number of galvanic cells are there? It is your choice. By changing different half cell, you can make so many galvanic cell. But remember, the oxidation occurs at anode, that is called negative terminal. Reduction occurs at cathode, that is called positive terminal. I think it is clear to you. How many galvanic cell you can prepare? Anyone as your choice by changing the different half cells. The zinc electrode, copper electrode. What is meaning of zinc electrode and copper electrode? Zinc electrode, that anode where electrons are released. You can check here, number of galvanic cell here clear, and here come to zinc electrode, that is called anode where electrons are released. Oxidation loses electron, oxidation takes place. Copper electrode, that means cathode where electrons are accepted, gain, that is called reduction. Electrons, from where it moves? From zinc to copper rod. Zinc rod is positive terminal and copper rod is the zinc rod is the negative terminal, copper rod is the positive terminal. Here I have given the conclusion point. So I hope it is clear to you. That means what happens, what is the conclusion, different type of from the different type of cells and from the reactions of galvanic cell. Then electron move from zinc rod to copper, that is negative terminal. Copper rod, that is positive terminal. Electrons move from negative terminal to positive terminal. So I think this clear. Then observation in galvanic cell. What are the main observation you can find in galvanic cell? Zinc rod loses electron. Concentration of solution, in concentration of solution Zn plus 2 increases. See, zinc dipped in zinc sulfate solution, zinc rod loses weight and Zn plus 2, the solid concentration increases. Copper deposited at the copper rod and concentration of Cu plus 2 decreases. Electrons flow from, what is the meaning last? Electrons flow from zinc to copper rod and current flows from copper to zinc. Again, I have explained clearly bit by bit, that means what happens in galvanic cell. I think you have no doubt. If doubt, again you read this one, listen this one. I hope it is clear. Then representation of electrochemical cell. One electrochemical cell, that is galvanic cell, you are preparing. But how can you represent? You cannot write the whole electrochemical cell. You should write in short form. And how? Anode in left side, cathode in right side is the first point. Remember, always you see anode is left side and cathode is right side. Anode loses electron and cathode side gains electron. The anode side, what happened? First metal, then cation. Metal in copper, that means zinc in zinc sulfate solution. Zinc Zn plus 2, that is cation. Metal, then cation. Cathode side, what happened? First cation and then metal. Why? Cation gain electrons, so it is first. In anode side, why first metal? Because metal loses electron. Metal and cations are separated by semicolon. How to write, how to represent metal and cation? Metal means, let example, zinc in zinc and Zn plus 2. Copper and copper plus 2. How can you represent? And by semicolon or by vertical line. Semicolon or vertical line. They see here how the concentration of solution in bracket. Concentration of solution in bracket. See here how you have to write Zn semicolon Zn plus 2, or I told vertical line also you can put zinc vertical line Zn plus 2. So, and you should represent lastly what? That concentration. So, the last one Zn semicolon Zn plus 2 or Zn plus 2. And lastly it is Zn semicolon Zn plus 2 1m, that is anode. Number 2, anode side. One is cathode side, other one is anode side. In anode side, first is metal, then cation. Number 2, first you will see anode side. There are two sides I told. One is anode side, another is cathode side. Anode side is the left side, cathode side is the right side. Then what is anode side? Anode side, first metal, then cation. First metal you will represent, that means Zn. Let us see Zn, because anode side Zn, metal, then cation Zn plus 2. Then cathode side, in cathode side what happens? Example, copper, that means first cation Cu plus 2, then metal. Then here what happened? Metal and cation are separated by semicolon. Then how can you represent metal? And because there are two roles, one is metal, other one is cation. Then what are the representation? Metal and cation, that means here separated by semicolon or by vertical line. You can present semicolon or vertical line. The concentration of solution should be in bracket. Concentration of solution should be in bracket. Then what happened? Let us see, you want to represent Zn plus 2. How? by semicolon. See here, semicolon representing semicolon, and or you can represent by vertical line. Here then what happened, you are not representing that concentration, and that should be in bracket. Then what to do? The last one is here, you will see that means there is one concentration sign. There is one concentration sign. Concentration means M, molarity. Molarity you present as molarity here. That means what happened? You should represent semicolon or oblique. And after that, the last make, what is that one? In last, what happened? You represent Zn, semicolon, better, that is, yes, this sign, vertical line, and that is good. So you represent like this. You represent like this, Cu, and you know that cathode side first cation. So Cu plus 2, that means semicolon Cu or Cu plus 2 oblique Cu. So here Cu plus 2 1m oblique, see here something is wrong, because Cu plus 2 1m, and that should not be Zn, that should be Cu. So I have to correct this one. This is not Zn, this is Cu. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, you will put anode, that is example zinc side, cathode, example a copper side. Zinc as anode, copper as cathode. Salt bridge is indicated by vertical line. If vertical line you will put, then it is the salt bridge. And so Zn oblique, how can I represent the total? That is Zn oblique, that means vertical line, Zn plus 2 1m, because in that cell, galvanic cell, the concentration is 1m. And vertical line, 2 vertical line, then here what happened? Salt bridge. And copper plus 2 1m, that means vertical line Cu. This is the total representation of an electrochemical cell, that is galvanic cell. Then come to question, salt bridge. What is the salt bridge and what is the function of salt? Very important. It completes the it completes the inner cell circuit, because in inner cell what are present? Zn in zinc sulfate solution, copper in copper sulfate solution, and outer side electrons joined by metallic wire. Outer side it is joined with metallic wire, and inner side that is present here. Metallic wire. The two electrolytic solutions are connected by salt bridge. Again, see what is the main function of salt bridge? It completes the inner cell circuit and outer cell, that is by metallic wire, and the two electrolytic solutions are connected by salt bridge. Then you will see one by one what are the main uses of the main function of the salt bridge. It prevents the transfer of electrolyte from one half cell to other. Always try to prevent the what is the electrolyte here? Zinc sulfate and copper sulfate. The agar-agar gel protect the transfer of electrolyte. Here inside the salt bridge you are putting that is one type agar-agar gel which protect the transfer of electrolyte from one half cell to other. This is the very important point. It maintains the neutrality of the electrolytes. Neutrality means the concentration. The concentration, and what happened here? Zn plus 2 increases and around the anode. See, Zn deep in zinc sulfate solution, Zn loses electron. That means Zn plus 2 concentration increases, and where? Around the anode, and prevent to oxidize zinc to Zn plus 2 further. Further, it prevents the oxidation of zinc to Zn plus 2. Why? Because Zn plus 2 are already surrounding about the anode. What happened? Copper plus 2? Copper plus 2 reduced to copper at cathode. At cathode, what happened? Copper plus 2, that means copper sulfate solution, reduced to copper at cathode, and what happened? The concentration of sulfate minus 2 increases because in solution copper sulfate is there. Copper plus 2 gain electron changes to copper. When you compare the copper plus 2 solution, the sulfate ion concentration increases. Gradually what happened? Oxidation half. Now the concentration of CuSO4 minus 2 increases in compared to Cu plus 2 because Cu plus 2 gains electron, so concentration of SO4 minus 2 increases. Similarly, gradually what happened in both half cell, the concentration in one side decreases, other side increases. In a reduction half cell, SO4 minus 2 increases, whereas oxidation half cell, here what happened? Half cell, the minus concentration, you can't say that one as Cl minus, that means minus concentration decreases. So what to do? How to maintain neutrality? It is not maintaining a neutrality. That means here the salt bridge helps to maintain the neutrality. Here in salt bridge, you can take potassium chloride and potassium nitrite, or suppose example nitrate also. Suppose example you are taking potassium chloride. Then what happened? K plus Cl minus. Which side? Zn, extra Zn plus around anode, which is neutralized by Cl minus. In salt bridge, potassium chloride is there left. Then Cl minus as a negative charge that is helpful for neutralizing the extra Zn plus 2. That means extra Zn plus 2 is neutralized by here by the Cl minus. Clear now? Similarly, extra SO4 minus 2, that is in right side, what happened here? The extra SO4 minus 2 is also neutralized by from K plus. From KCl, K plus is required. K plus is helpful for neutralization of SO4 minus 2, which is in extra. This is the main function of salt bridge. Remember, salt bridge, one side here positive charge helpful, other side is negative charge helpful for neutralization. And here see the diagram. Again I want to show the salt bridge middle. Copper in copper sulfate, zinc in zinc sulfate. The left side is called oxidation half cell and right side is called reduction half cell. Zn plus 2 increases and Zn here left side Zn plus 2 that means increases, which neutralized by Zn plus 2 increases, which is neutralized by the migration of Cl minus from salt bridge. Salt bridge contain, let example, potassium chloride, where potassium is plus 1, Cl is the minus 1. The Cl minus that will help to neutralize the excess of Zn plus 2. Similarly, SO4 minus 2 increases in right side, which neutralized by the migration of K plus from salt bridge. That means SO4 minus 2 neutralized by K plus from the salt bridge. This is the main function of salt bridge, and here I hope the whole topic is clear to you. That is electrochemical cell, and myself is Bldash, XPGT Chemistry, Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. I hope it is clear to you. Please subscribe my channel Bldash, short and sweet in chemistry, and also share it. Thanks again to all.